Greetings, ghouls, and welcome to another talk about horror television. Tonight's video is sponsored by my very own merch shop. Join the Spooky Creepy Club with a wide array of ghoulish goodies. My personal favorites are the mugs. If you enjoy the channel, buying merch is a great way to help out, and you'll get some limited time swag. The link will be down in the description. Thank you, ghouls. Tonight we're taking a look at Only Sin Deep from Tales from the Crypt. This episode follows a prostitute named Sylvia on her final night out on the streets. Sylvia's fed up with the industry. She takes a walk with her gal pal Raven. We meet Raven's management, a less than pleasant pimp daddy. The pimp tries to intimidate Sylvia, but she is not easily frightened. She has no problem fending him off. Sylvia demands a high-profile, glamorous lifestyle for herself. She'd like to be the beautifully dressed woman entering a millionaire playboy's penthouse. Sylvia knows her beauty can get her there. To prove her point, she tells Raven, "Watch this." Sylvia seductively walks towards the pimp daddy and brings him to a deserted alleyway. Sylvia gives him a taste of sugar before pulling a gun on him and robbing his jewelry. The pimp makes a grab for her gun, but Sylvia shoots him dead. Exiting the crime scene, Sylvia tells her friend she's freelance now, honey. Sylvia brings her stolen goods to a peculiar pawn shop. While the owner takes a look at her stolen possessions, another woman enters the shop in a veiled hat. The woman is distraught. She tries attacking the store owner with her cane before exiting. The pawnbroker tells Sylvia that her items are far too hot for him to be interested. He isn't buying her stolen jewelry. But before she exits, he offers to buy something else from her. He's willing to pay for her beauty. She thinks he's far out there, but he shows her $10,000 cash. He's gonna take a cast of her beauty. He needs to make a mold of her face. She has 4 months to redeem her beauty if she wants it back. He pours the enchanted plaster on her face, and before we know it, she's all finished. $10,000 richer. The pawnbroker does a ritual as soon as she leaves, and we meet his wife, a scary decomposing corpse. He tells her that soon she will look just like the day they were married again. Meanwhile, Sylvia is having a blast giving herself a glamorous makeover. She gussies herself up for a special night out. She plans to catch herself a penthouse playboy, and she crashes his house party in a sexy leather dress. She walks in and everyone is looking, even the host, who leaves the woman he's with to go introduce himself to Sylvia. It doesn't take long before she slaps him one in the kisser.
What are you, a psycho?
Just playing hard to get.
She heads to the elevator. He follows her in. He's completely enamored by her. Flash forward 4 months later. They've lived happily ever after, but Sylvia is starting to notice her appearance dramatically changing. Her honey is going out of town on business. She's freaked out by her face. She goes to see a doctor wearing a full veil. The doctor, with the best bedside manner possible, tells her the horrible news. Her face is aging in an accelerated way. The doctor wants to know if she's been exposed to any strange chemicals or toxic materials in the past few months, and she's instantly brought right back to the pawn shop. Shook up, she brings the ticket with her and heads straight to the pawn shop. But sadly, the ticket expired 1 day ago. She missed the deadline and there's nothing she can do about it. She pulls a gun on the pawnbroker and gets him to agree to it for $100,000. A cop walks in and she narrowly avoids getting caught. She goes back to the penthouse and she ravages through the place looking for anything of value she can find. She finds a vase with some cash in it, which she takes before smashing it into the mirror. Her boyfriend walks in and witnesses everything. He doesn't even recognize her. He tells her not to move, he's calling the police. And she shoots him several times with 911 in the background. He asks her one more time, "Who are you?"
Don't you recognize me, lover? I'm the girl of your dreams.
Like the wind, she travels back to the pawn shop. The business is closed and the doors are locked. Sylvia doesn't care about that. She takes the trash can and knocks down the back door. She enters the room with her beauty mold. She caresses it fondly before finding his dead wife completely restored. His wife looks like she did on their wedding day. He takes other women's beauty to keep his wife looking lively, and with some magic, it works wonders. Sylvia demands that he reverses the spell. She wants her beauty back, but the shopkeeper shows her today's paper. She's on the front cover. They're looking for her on murder charges. The police officer from before walks in. He's there to bullshit with the store owner about the recent homicide. The audience and Sylvia both come to the conclusion it's best for her to remain an old, witchy-looking 21-year-old. At least that way she can remain anonymous. In the end scene, we meet back with Raven in the street. Out of everyone, she's the one that bumps into Sylvia, knocking her mold to the ground, sealing her fate. Her beauty, the most precious thing to her, is lost forever. Another amazing comeuppance in Tales from the Crypt. I'll happily rate this one a 9 out of 10 for the series. I find this one harder to watch than most. It left me feeling uncomfortable. I knew she was in deep shit and she made increasingly bad decisions throughout. If only Sylvia were a bit more skeptical, if she just listened a bit more to what she was agreeing to before signing away her beauty. What did you think of this one? Let me know down in the comments. Thank you patrons for making this video possible. A few dollars a month helps tremendously. I'm ever grateful to you all. Leave me your content recommendations down in the comments. I love covering your favorites. If you decide you'd like some merch, be sure to use coupon code YouTube10 for 10% off your order before the end of August. And thank you for being top tier. You're very much loved by the spooky, creepy man. And until next time, ghouls, stay spooky.